So I'm going to go on to the assignment part. So when you click the assignment tab, then you can name the whatever you want to call it. Call this test task. And then optional description, details here. And then you have the ability to add a due date. So if you wanted to say this is due, let's say the 29th, and the time if you want to as well. Or you can just leave no time and just say this is when it's due. And then similar with the announcement, you can choose what you want to attach to that. So let's look at a Google Doc option. So here's my test 4. If I want to add something from Google Drive that I want them to actually fill out or complete, and let's say it's a writing assignment or they need to search websites and find information, then I could go into here, choose this Heal the World assignment. And so it's a Google Doc. And then from this drop-down, I can choose, do I want them to be able to edit that document, or do I want to make a copy for each student? So if I choose make a copy and assign, then each student, once they access the assignment, it will make a new version of that, and you will be able to access it. You'll have commenting rights, and the student will have the editing rights, and then when they submit that assignment, they no longer have editing rights. You have editing rights, so you can control it at that point, and then when you return the assignment to them, that reverses. They get editing rights back, and you still have commenting rights and can still see it and access it.
Greg, when you have a due date on there, does the student still have access to that document after the due date, or
yes.
How does that, like, I know at documents you can like cut off and they can't edit anymore. Do you have that type of capability?
There is not that capability to cut them off after the due date.
Okay.
It just shows for them as late on their stream. So when they see the assignment, they'll be able to see if it's done, late, or not yet begun.
Okay.
But you can still, even though you're not are you the owner of the document when you share it with them?
No. Once they create it, they're the owner, and you just have the commenting rights.
So you will still have access to see the revision history.
Right. Yep.
Can the students change that?
They could change that if they went to the share settings and took you off of it. So if I go back to student mode here, and here's my test 4. So when I open it, it'll take a second because it has to make a copy for me. So here's my Heal the World assignment. And let's see what it looks like. So I'm the owner. I can take the teacher out if I wanted to. So that's not blocked off. And in Doctopus, that's something that they are blocked from doing, right?
Yeah.
So I guess if a student wanted to block you off and make their life and your life more difficult, I guess they could. So that's a consideration you'd have to make, I guess.
The other thing too, what about reassessments? Can they reassess the work if they want to and submit it?
Yes.
Again?
So if I turn this in, so I'm going to add this comment, and this is just a private comment to my teacher. So I say, whoop, there it is, and post it. You guys all remember that? Tag team, right? Okay, good. Then there's my comment, and when I turn it in, I will lose the ability to edit these files. And then for the teacher, I can see that there's one not done, so there's a student that hasn't completed it, and then one that is done. And now when I click that, here it is done, no grade. So when I click on it, here's their assignment. I give it a grade, or I forgot to choose the point total that it's worth. So let's say it's just worth 10. And then I'm going to update that So you can choose how much you want it to be worth, or just enter your point total. And then for the grade, let's say I give him a 6 or a 5, and say, you didn't do anything. Please revise.
Can you choose which points? Like we could put a 4 point on there?
Yep, yep. So you can just highlight that and choose however many points you want from that. So then when I post that comment, and then for this student, it says not returned. So I haven't returned that. So if I want to return it, I just have to check it and then click return up here, and then it goes back. I do have the submission history as well, so I can see when they submitted, if it was on time, if I'm going to accept their resubmission.
If we were grading on a rubric, could we like upload the rubric into the grading feedback? Or how would
No.
that work?
That is something that is also not supported at this point. So you'd have to probably put the rubric as part of the document. Or you could add your rubric as a comment. You can't paste a table in there, but you could like say what score they got and why.
When you create the assignment, though, you could put the rubric on like the second page of the
Right.
assignment, and then if that's individualized per student, you could just score it right on there.
Right on their document, and then send it back, and then you see that submission history or the revision history if they were trying to monkey around with it.
Or you can just paste a hyperlink in that comment section area too, couldn't you?
Yep,
Right?
yep, in this comment section. So if you're keeping rubrics elsewhere, like in Rubric or something like that, you could post a link to that, and then they could access that for their information.
One more question on the grading.
Mhm.
So when you start accumulating the grades in here, how does that look for them to see their overall grade for your course?
There is no cumulative grade. There's no like grade book.
Okay.
They would just look at each individual assignment and see what they got. I mean, you would still be posting these scores in your grade book in whatever system you're using, PowerSchool, Infinite Campus. But this would just be a way to communicate what their score is and then facilitate the feedback loop.
Is there a way to
No, you do not need to give a grade. It doesn't look like. Let's see if I edit that. Can I update it? So there's no grade. Return. Yep, so you don't need to grade it. You could just like add your feedback on the document itself, send it back, and not even mess with the grading in there at
You
all.
only have to do it once on your grade.
Right. Or if you did use the grading in here, then you could like have them all graded and then just go back and forth between Infinite Campus or PowerSchool, and however you want to do it.